Hey everybody, welcome to Tallybook Troubleshooting, coming to you from the Permian Basin International Oil Show, usually brought to you by Arc Energy. We process your energy, but today's episodes, all during the show, are coming to you from the podcast party sponsorship brought to you by the Wireline Group. And as an ex-Wireline guy, I love the fact that a Wireline company stepped up and sponsored this type of event. Great first guest. We had a welcoming video here. Now, second one. First official guest of the podcast party for Tallybook is Mr. Ben Samuels. Ben, how's it going?
Appreciate you having me. It's going well. It was a battle getting in here today. It took me about 25 minutes to get a place to park, and this place is buzzing. So it's
is
definitely
that a testament to show you think it's doing well?
I think so. I mean, well attended. There's a lot going on. I mean, for those out in the Permian, there's a lot of activity. It's been a good quarter. Hopeful that's going to continue through the end of the year. Our industry has a tendency to sort of wind down in Q4 and get a little stagnant. I think that we're seeing a little bit something different. I think it may change this year. I think we may be super busy.
Do you think we're putting the gas pedal down now, or do you think it's going to wait till Q1 next year?
I think with the political climate and the capital climate right now, I think there's a lot of money to be spent in the right areas. I mean, it has to be sound investment, and I think the threshold for what that investment looked like has maybe changed, but I think there's a lot of money that needs to get out the door. I think that there's also some hesitancy in the market about what the regulations and tax regulations may look like going into 2023. And so under the current tax structure, the next 3 months is really the only time that you have to take advantage. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of companies taking advantage of that.
Do you think the Permian Basin is going to be the number one place, as it has kind of been, or do you think there's going to be investment somewhere else? Do you think someplace will beat it?
I think that's a great question. The Permian Basin has been a driver for a long time, given the shale revolution. But given what's going on in the natural gas market, if there's some activity on the M&A side or on the infrastructure side to build out some more of that in some of these other basins, it could be just as competitive. I mean, the Eagle Ford, Marcellus, there's a lot of other places around the country that could be incredibly prolific. That's obviously parking aside the regulation hindrance, but in terms of market, I think that we're looking at nat gas is what, north of 6. I think that we're in the next 6 months, I would not be surprised to see $10, $12, $14 nat gas, and that changes the game economically.
I agree. I think our industry is going to have some good times to make up for some recent bad times here. So let everybody know what do you got going on right now. Give us a quick overview.
Yes, so over at Source Rock Midstream, we own some surface assets up in northeastern Martin County in the Permian, and we're a great example of the last couple of years have there's been some activity in the area, and there have been some good motion, but in the last 6 months there have been a number of rigs stood up. We've got a lot of things going with a number of operators looking at deploying some water assets both on the fresh and produced side, treatment and disposal, and then getting into some other activity more on the retail side. So we're excited about what's to come, and looking forward to taking advantage of the market here.
Perfect. If you aren't already connected with Ben Samuels, reach out to him on LinkedIn. I'm sure he'd love to connect. Check out Source Rock. And once again, we're coming to you from the Permian Basin International Oil Show. You heard this guy, took him half an hour to get in here. So the show's doing great. People are piling in. There's all ungodly amounts of equipment to see and new technologies. Come check it out. Thank you, Ben, for coming on.
Absolutely, appreciate you having me. Absolutely.
And once again, am I trying to get a tagline going? That's how you troubleshoot.